up front. All right, so again, welcome to the aquarium. My name is Holly. I am standing over by the large cylinder side where we have an octopus named Agnes, and she is quite visible right up at the window where I'm standing. Those of you gathered around the small cylinder side, that is an octopus that we have named Zoe. Zoe looks like she's still in the tube, so we'll have to do our best to try to attempt to feed Zoe if she stays down that tube. And one thing about those of you gathered around the small cylinder, if you look up on the wall behind you, there is a camera view that looks out over the top of the large cylinder. All right, so thank you everyone for cooperating and trying again to provide a view, because I'm hoping everyone wants to observe this amazing animal. How many of you have seen a giant Pacific octopus before? All right, well, sometimes divers even come from around the world to be able to go diving and encounter these amazing animals. There are probably a few of them right under your feet, underneath the aquarium. They are found throughout our local sea, all along our cold Pacific coastlines here. This animal can live fairly deep, but also fairly shallow, again, maybe even under the aquarium. These two animals happen to have been collected right out here in what we call Puget Sound, our inland body of the Pacific Ocean. And we had two other octopus. If you've been here before, those two octopus, Vincent and Umbrella, we released right back to the ocean where we first found them along our outer coast. And so again, depending when you've been here before, you may not have met these two octopus, as they're fairly new to us. We just collected Agnes, where I'm standing in the large cylinder, and Zoe in the small cylinder side about 5 weeks ago, and they've been with us then again just for over a month. So we're still getting to know Agnes and Zoe. But just like all giant Pacific octopus, they make their living in that cold Pacific Ocean water, and they are not only an animal that are hunted by predators out there, but they themselves are a predator of a lot of the animals that you see in the room besides us. Octopus do not bother people. We do have a lot of divers that have wonderful stories of encountering these animals. They're typically very shy animals, and part of their life is trying to avoid big animals that might want to eat them. However, being such an intelligent animal, they quickly figure out that divers are not there to bother them. And we are excited to share that recently we worked as a community locally and passed legislation that now protects octopus in 7 preserves here in the Puget Sound. So you are allowed to eat octopus, you can hunt them, but now we do have a few places where, again, those divers can come from around the world to encounter them. Not all of us get to be divers, so the aquarium does have a program where we collect octopus. We have them hang out with us here literally in the exhibits for about 6 months, maybe up to a year, and then we release them right back to where they were first collected, and we meet another octopus. Well, Agnes, where I'm standing, she's kind of showing us that she is a type of octopus personality that she's pretty awake during the day, even though she's a nocturnal animal. And those of you here on the small cylinder side, if you look at that camera view, you might see at least Agnes is starting to move around. What does nocturnal mean? Who can tell me over here in the small cylinder side? Anyone know what nocturnal means? Sorry, I can't reach you. All right, I'm just going to share that. I bet some of you know that nocturnal then is an animal that's usually asleep at this time of day and would hunt at night. Agnes, though, seems to be fairly active even during the day. Now, secret, I should have been watching you trying to get Agnes's attention. It looks like she was stimulated, especially by the juice that Secret dripped down into the water. Let's turn our attention now to the volunteers and find out what they are about to feed, because it looks like at least Agnes is ready. So Secret, what do you have on your feeding stick there? All right, looks like a big fish, in fact a mackerel, and I'm going to turn my attention over here to where we have Sarah, and she's up on a ladder, and she also has a feeding stick, and she's going to load up her feeding stick and might have to wiggle it around a bit to try to get little Zoe's attention. Now these two individuals, they again are new to us, but they have already been growing almost before our eyes. They eat 2 or 3 times a day. Right now, a big mackerel. It may have been crab for breakfast or shrimp, all sorts of shellfish or animals like those clams. They share their exhibit and habitat with these octopus are predators primarily of the animals that live among the rocks and the sea floor with them. However, they will reach up and grab a fish if they can. So today we're feeding our octopus restaurant quality, sustainably harvested seafood, and a reminder that we can all support health of the ocean and be sure animals like predatory octopus have enough food to get out there by eating ourselves only sustainably well-managed fisheries for our seafood. So go ahead, Sarah, go ahead and try to lower in that mackerel, and we'll see if little Zoe has any interest in tasting and exploring what's for lunch today. Again, nocturnal animals, so not always going to eat, but that's why we call it an attempted feeding. Now I'm going to draw attention to Agnes over here. She looks like she did take her herring, and I'm going to ask, where on an octopus does she have her mouth? Where is she going to bring that herring? As an octopus, they're put together so differently than we are as mammals. We have a bony skeleton, we have a teeth in our mouth. Do you want to show me there in the purple?
She said the bottom.
The bottom, okay, and Agnes is kind of showing the underside of her arms. So underneath on the bottom of all those arms is the opening to her mouth. So she has brought that mackerel to her mouth. Now again, we're a mammal with teeth to be able to chew our food. What does an octopus have to chew their food? A beak. I'm going to start passing around a preserved beak if you want to take a look at the tool that the octopus has as a predator to be able to crunch through their prey in that beak, so pass it around to your neighbor. And I'm peeking now over at Zoe. It looks like she is taking that mackerel after all. Good job, Sarah, her second time attempting to feed an octopus. Well done, Sarah, drawing the attention of the octopus. Now they have excellent